Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's deep dive is going to be a wild ride.
Aha.
We're going deep on AI specifically for all you automation experts and chief automation officers out there.
It's all about the future of AI.
We're talking about AI that doesn't just react,
Right.
but AI that actually reasons.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Huge.
It's going to revolutionize automation as we know it.
We're diving into this new article from Sequoia Capital, Generative AI's Act 1. The reasoning era begins.
Catchy title.
Right.
Ugh.
And it does not disappoint.
Nope.
They're talking about agentic applications that don't just mimic, they act.
And that is a game changer.
Totally. So Sequoia says the focus in AI is shifting from...
Wait, before you go on,
Yeah.
that distinction between mimicking and acting,
Yeah,
that's huge for anyone working in automation.
for sure.
Okay, sorry, go on.
So Sequoia says AI is shifting from thinking fast to thinking slow.
Yeah.
They call this the reasoning era. What does that even mean for those of us in the automation world?
Well, it's a shift from the AI we're used to, the kind that's great at pattern recognition, natural language processing, that sort of thing.
Right.
What Sequoia calls thinking fast is what we see with current large language models.
Okay.
They can generate text, translate languages, answer your questions super fast,
Yeah.
but their reasoning, it's limited.
So they're like a well-trained automation script.
Exactly.
Executes flawlessly, but no adapting to unexpected situations.
And that is where thinking slow, or what they call reasoning, comes in. This new AI isn't just about mimicking human language or automating tasks based on rules.
Okay.
It's about AI that can grasp complex concepts, solve problems step by step, come up with creative solutions on its own.
It's less about automating the how and more about the what and even the why then.
Precisely. They compared to AlphaGo, the AI that beat that world champion Go player.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It made history.
Girl.
The article says AlphaGo wasn't just predicting the next move from a database of previous games. It was actually thinking strategically about its moves, simulating millions of possible scenarios.
Wow. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
That's the kind of reasoning we're talking about here.
So how does this new era of reasoning actually work? Is there like a secret sauce?
Haha, not really a secret sauce, but
Okay.
Sequoia talks about this model from OpenAI called O1, used to be called Strawberry and Q.
Huh, interesting.
It's a game changer because it uses inference time compute. Instead of just spitting out an answer, O1 actually thinks before responding.
Inference time compute. That sounds like something our automation engineers should know. Break it down for us.
Basically, O1 simulates scenarios and chooses the best action.
Like AlphaGo evaluating all those Go moves.
Exactly. The more thinking time we give these models, the better they get at those super complex problems.
So more time to think equals better reasoning.
Exactly. And in fact, the article says that the O1 paper has opened up an entire new plane for scaling compute.
Yeah.
The more inference time or test time compute you give the model, the better it reasons.
Instead of just more processing power, it's about giving them time to think it through, like a human expert.
You got it.
This is huge for automation. Imagine, give an AI a task, let it figure out the best way to do it, then generate the workflows, scripts, even the documentation, all automatically.
Now you're thinking.
That's like every chief automation officer's dream.
I'd say so.
But the article says O1 is really good at logical tasks,
Right.
like coding, math, and science. So it's only good for certain automation tasks then.
That's the challenge with reasoning AI. The article talks about defining the value function,
The what?
how you score different responses. In games, it's simple, win or lose. In coding, the code works or it doesn't.
Right.
But with subjective stuff, it's harder to say what a good response is.
So like automating customer service interactions.
Yeah, good example.
There's no easy way to measure if it's good or bad, like you can with code.
And that's why O1 is promising, but researchers are trying to improve its reasoning in more areas.
No problem.
Bridging that gap between the logical and the creative, that's key for using reasoning AI for automation.
This is huge.
Totally.
We're on the edge of something revolutionary here.
Absolutely.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Sure.
let's talk about the System 1 and System 2 thinking from the article.
Yeah, that's important.
Okay.
Think of System 1 as the thinking fast we talked about, like current large language models.
Gotcha.
Intuitive, based on patterns, no real conscious thought.
Like grabbing coffee first thing in the morning without
Yeah.
thinking.
You got it. Automated routines.
Exactly.
Now, System 2 is where the thinking slow happens. It's more deliberate, analytical, consciously working through a problem.
So System 2 is when you're troubleshooting a complex automation workflow with weird errors.
Perfect example.
You're really thinking about it.
And this shift towards System 2 thinking in AI, that's where things get really exciting. The article says to unlock AI's potential, we need to move past System 1 and embrace System 2 reasoning.
Okay.
Imagine AI not just doing tasks, but designing, optimizing, innovating automation itself.
So we're talking AI that can strategize, troubleshoot, come up with new automation solutions we haven't even thought of.
That's the hope, and it's already happening.
Really?
Yeah. The article calls these new applications agentic applications. They go beyond simple automation, act independently, make decisions, even learn and adapt as they go.
Agentic application sounds like, I don't know, a bit sci-fi. Know what exactly we're talking about here.
It's not your average software robots, you're right.
Right.
These are more like AI agents that can take on tasks and make decisions without needing a human to guide them constantly.
Interesting. So any real-world examples of this?
Yeah, the article highlights a few. There's this AI lawyer, Harvey. It automates legal research, document review, even drafts legal arguments.
Whoa. As someone who's dealt with the legal side of automation projects, can an AI really replace a human lawyer?
Well, the article says these AI agents are more about helping humans, not replacing them. Like, imagine giving your legal team superpowers. Ralph.
Okay, I like how you put that.
It actually says, imagine a world where lawyers have access to an AI that can instantly analyze thousands of legal documents, identify relevant case law, and even draft legal arguments.
So an AI co-pilot for lawyers, making them even better.
Exactly. And it's not just about efficiency.
Right.
AI agents like this could make legal help way more affordable, accessible for smaller companies who can't hire a huge legal team.
That's a really good point.
It's a big deal as automation touches everything.
Definitely. What about those AI software engineers we were talking about? The ones writing better code than humans, supposedly.
Yeah. The article specifically mentions Factory. They're building these AI droids that handle those complex software engineering tasks.
Droids, huh? So, like, what can these droids actually do?
Okay, so get this. They actually quote this about it. Okay.
For example, in the case of Factory, each of their droid products has a custom cognitive architecture that mimics the way that a human thinks to solve a specific task, like reviewing pull requests or writing and executing a migration plan to update a service from one backend to another.
So these droids aren't just spitting out code, they're following a thought process, like an actual engineer.
Yeah, breaking down the problem, considering options, even testing their own work. It even says the factory droid will break down all of the dependencies, propose the relevant code changes, add unit tests, and pull in a human to review. Then, after approval, run the changes across all of the files in a dev environment and merge the code if all the tests pass.
It's like having a tireless junior engineer always working.
Right. And like we were saying with the lawyer, it's not about replacing human engineers.
It's about giving them the tools to do more, be more creative.
Exactly. And this shift to collaborative reasoning AI, it's huge for software in general.
Especially for SaaS companies like we touched on earlier. Right, they compared it to the shift from on-premise software to SaaS, even said AI could be more disruptive.
So instead of buying software, we hire AI agents to do tasks or even manage entire business processes.
Exactly. They use this AI-powered CRM, Day.ai, as an example. It says, with Day.ai, we have seen a glimpse of the future. Day is an AI-native CRM. Systems integrators make billions of dollars configuring Salesforce to meet your needs. With nothing but access to your email and calendar and answers to a one-page questionnaire, Day automatically generates a CRM that is perfectly tailored to your business.
So no more customizing a CRM for months. The AI just builds one for you.
Using your data, your workflows, it's amazing.
What does this mean for traditional software companies then? Are they in trouble?
That's the big question. The article suggests, like with SaaS, some companies will adapt, others not so much.
It'd be interesting to watch it unfold. This is exciting stuff. No more clunky software, endless customizations.
It's a whole new world. And it's not just these examples. The article also talks about AI-powered cybersecurity.
Okay, tell me more.
They talk about XBOW. They're using AI for automated penetration testing.
Wait, AI pen testers. Is that safe?
Think of it this way. The AI finds and exploits vulnerabilities before the bad guys do.
Okay, I see.
And the article actually says, XBOW is now demonstrating automated pen tests built on the latest reasoning LLMs that match the performance of the most highly skilled human pen testers.
So it's like having the best ethical hackers working nonstop to protect you.
Exactly, and that's another AI advantage. It doesn't get tired. It works 24/7.
which is crucial for cybersecurity, since the threats never stop.
Exactly. This is a whole new era of cybersecurity.
And we're just scratching the surface, right? There's so much more to come.
The possibilities with AI reasoning are endless. As the technology gets better, we'll see even more creative uses for it.
I'm excited to see where this all goes. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the investment side. Our listeners are as interested in the opportunities as they are in the tech.
Good point. And the article actually dives into that. It's got a whole section on the investment landscape.
Perfect. Well, we don't want to keep our listeners waiting, so let's hear from our sponsors. Then we'll be right back to talk about AI and your money. All right, so we've talked about what AI reasoning is, how it works, and all those amazing things it can do. But now let's talk money. Because for our automation gurus and leaders out there, the investment side is just as important.
Couldn't agree more. And thankfully, the Sequoia article breaks it all down.
Oh, good.
They divide the AI investment world into 4 layers: infrastructure, models, developer tools, and infrastructure software, and finally, the apps themselves.
Okay, so starting from the bottom, infrastructure. What's that look like for investors, and is it a good place for our automation folks to be looking?
Well, according to the article, it's already a pretty crowded space dominated by the big players.
Right.
They say this is the domain of hyperscalers like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. Terrible place for venture capitalists to be.
So unless you're building the next supercomputer, probably not the easiest space to break into.
Yeah, the resources you need to compete there are huge.
Okay, so maybe not infrastructure. What about models then? That's where the AI magic happens, right? The actual reasoning part.
Lots of buzz around models, but again, Sequoia says to be cautious.
Hmm.
They say, this is the domain of hyperscalers and financial investors. Hyperscalers are trading balance sheets for income statements, investing money that's just going to round trip back to their cloud businesses in the form of compute revenue. Financial investors are skewed by the wowed by science bias.
So lots of money going in, but maybe not the best bet for everyone.
It can be risky, and the returns aren't always guaranteed.
All right, so if infrastructure and models are both a bit iffy, what about developer tools and infrastructure software? Now that sounds more promising.
This is where it gets really interesting for anyone with an automation background.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
The article actually states, less interesting for strategics and more interesting for venture capitalists. 15 companies with $1 N plus of revenue were created at this layer during the cloud transition, and we suspect the same could be true with AI.
So there's a good chance history could repeat itself with AI.
Exactly. And think about it. Automation engineers, they're already experts in workflow design, data integration, process optimization.
Right, all essential for AI.
Exactly. They have the skills to build the tools and infrastructure to support AI development and deployment. It's a perfect match.
So if you can make it easier for people to build, train, and use AI models, or to integrate AI with how businesses already work, there's a huge opportunity there.
Exactly. The picks and shovels for the AI gold rush, you know?
Love that. All right, so we've covered infrastructure, models, developer tools. That leaves us with apps. This is where it all comes together, right?
It is. This is what Sequoia is most excited about, they say. The most interesting layer for venture capital. 20 application layer companies with $1 and plus in revenue were created during the cloud transition. Another 20 were created during the mobile transition, and we suspect the same will be true here.
So following the trend, we could see a whole wave of billion-dollar AI app companies.
Exactly. And the best part is, this is where creativity really shines. Taking AI reasoning and using it to solve real problems, build incredible products, disrupt industries, it's all happening here.
And it's more accessible than the other layers, right? You don't need to be Google to build a successful AI app.
You got it. AI tools are becoming available to everyone, so startups and smaller companies can compete. And the application field is so broad, there's room for innovation everywhere.
So no matter what you're passionate about, healthcare, education, finance, there's an opportunity to make a real impact with AI reasoning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
This has been an incredible look into the world of AI reasoning. We've talked about self-coding software, AI lawyers, cybersecurity agents, and more. The possibilities are both exciting and a little daunting.
To say the least.
But one thing's for sure, the future of AI is here, and it's only going to get more amazing from here.
Absolutely. It's up to all of us to shape where it goes.
So, to everyone listening, whether you're building the next big automation tool or leading the charge as a chief automation officer, remember, AI isn't about replacing human intelligence.
Right. It's about making it even better.
It's about giving us the power to do what we do best, but better, faster, and smarter.
Exactly. Who knows, maybe one of our listeners will create something truly groundbreaking with AI, something nobody's even thought of yet.
That would be amazing.
It would. It's an exciting time to be working with AI.
It really is. And that's it for today's deep dive into the world of AI reasoning. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and let's see what amazing things we can create together with the power of AI.